The issue of Migingo Island has dominated media attention and conversation in Kenya in the past few months. The Ugandan government has expressed its concern with the situation, especially that of the Kenyan fishermen on Migingo Island. The government of Kenya welcomes the warm gesture of the Ugandan government in resolving the issue of Migingo Island and for sending its senior government representatives to clarify on what is really occurring on Migingo Island. Before they do that, though, there are several facts that need to be pointed out. A joint communique was prepared on the 13th of March 2009 and issued in Kampala after our respective ministers met over the issue of Migingo Island. The communique, signed by Honorable Moses Wetangula, Kenya's Foreign Affairs Minister, and Honorable Kivunda Kivenjinja, Third Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Internal Affairs of Uganda, agreed on several important factors. 1. It was agreed that a technical team undertake a survey and demarcation of the boundaries. This team is working towards presenting its findings at about the 14th of May 2009. That is approximately a month from today. In the meantime, there should be no harassment of fishermen from both sides. And let me repeat that. In the meantime, there should be no harassment of fishermen from both sides. However, the fishing regulations under the Lake Victoria Fisheries Organization shall continue to be enforced. And there are special regulations that are already in place for several years based on Lake Victoria fisheries will be enforced. There have been many rumors and reportage on the presence of Uganda government officers on the island. It is important to note that as a follow-up of the ministerial meetings, Kenya's Police Commissioner, Major General Hussein Ali, met his counterpart, Uganda's Inspector General of Police, Kale Kajihiwa, on the 2nd of April 2009 in Kampala. It was agreed that A, the Uganda police will continue to provide security in Migingo Island strictly as an interim measure as mandated by the second bilateral meeting, pending the demarcation of the border scheduled to be completed within 2 months as a temporary measure to provide law and order. That the Ugandan police will continue to provide security in Migingo Island strictly as an interim measure as mandated by the previous meetings that had been held, but this is a temporary measure just to provide law and order. They are not providing security because they own the island. They're not supposed to be providing security because they control the island. They are providing security as a temporary measure, as an agreement because they're already on the ground to provide law and order. And second, on completion of the border demarcation, security will be provided by the sovereign powers within whose jurisdiction Migingo Island is situated. That on completion of the border demarcation, security will be provided by the sovereign power within whose jurisdiction Migingo Island is situated. Our heads of state, President Yoweri Museveni and His Excellency President Mwai Kibaki, also met in Zambia, where it was agreed that the process of survey be expedited and carried out. So our two leaders, His Excellency Museveni and our President, met and agreed that this process that had been agreed upon be expedited. The Kenyan government has expressed its position to the Ugandan government, and we are clear that as brothers and sisters, this is an issue that we'll be able to resolve amicably and diplomatically. The larger picture is that as East Africans, our people need to benefit equitably from our resources. That's a very important point, that as East Africans, the larger picture is that our people will need to benefit equitably from our resources. And finally, therefore, it is important that we do not exacerbate the situation by issuing statements that may incite the public. The Kenyan government assures wananchi that we are committed to the plight of all Kenyans and we should all wait for the survey to be completed. And we are monitoring the situation very, very clearly.